Greetings. I just received delivery of a new disc and belt sander after my little crappy one finally died after 19 years. Paid $100 for it. I think I got my money's worth. Anyway, this is a much more substantial machine than that one. This is a Shopfox W1676 6-inch by 10-inch combination sander, meaning it's got a 6-inch by 48-inch belt and a 10-inch disc. It has a 1 horsepower motor, and I paid just shy of $600 for it with free shipping from Amazon. I just got it. They had said it was going to take something like 3 to 6 weeks to get it, 3 to 5 weeks to get it, and it came in 5 days. So it's great. It came by freight, so it was delivered on a pallet. Like I said, it's a lot more substantial than the one I had before. Anyway, I'm going to go through unboxing this thing and seeing about putting it together, because I could not find a video on YouTube of anybody that had done this, and I really wanted to see it myself before I bought it. So let's get started. Alright, well, like I said, it came on a big freaking pallet, so it has seen better days, but you know, it seems to all be here. So let me see about getting some of this plastic off of it. So we got 2 main boxes. This weighed in at right about 200 pounds. I think it said on the shipping. So let's see. So, I don't know if you can read what that says right there, but it says, do not drop or lay sideways. So, that's a good sign. Alright, let's see what we got in here. Alright, this looks like the cabinet, so that should be pretty good. Let's see. This should be the easy part, I hope. It looks okay. Aha! That's not too bad. So, that looks like we got, oh nice, look at that. Fasteners, they're little rubber feet for the cabinet. Looks like it can take a shelf. It's pretty thick. I'm impressed so far. Down here. So, one of the #1 complaints that I've seen people had was the fit and finish is not fantastic on this. So I'm just doing a quick look. I don't see anything that looks particularly yucky. That's just dirt on it, I think. A little bit of glue. That's interesting. So there's got a little something going on there. Oh, I see. Alright, I'll bring you in closer to see that. So I don't know how well you can make that out, but if you look right here, there's like a gap in the metal where it's actually got a sharp edge. There's actually one on the other side too, but it's really not going to bug me that much. Actually, it looks like it's all 4 corners. It looks like they welded this edge onto here, and the corners didn't quite fit perfectly. It's orange peel paint, but you know, this is my shop. I'm not too worried about that. You can see where the metal was bent down here is a little bit wavy, but so far it's looking pretty nice. All right, let's take a look at getting this other box open. It comes with wood. That is some seriously thin Luan plywood. Alright, looks like we have a manual, one 10-inch sanding disc of unknown grit. Feels like about 100. We got some fasteners. Pretty serious steel bar. That looks like adjustment handle. And we've got, looks like, the table. Oh yeah, yeah. So, looks like it has a pretty good coat of Cosmoline on it. So that'll be fun. Let's sit you down. Styrofoam seems to be intact right before I started to destroy it. Alright. Looks like there's a sander in there. Let me get you closer. Alright. I know the best way to get this out of here, because that is heavy. I think we're just gonna oh yeah, that is not playing around. Oh, looks like we got a miter gauge. Oh, and there it is. The cast iron disc, also with a coat of Cosmoline on it. I'm saying that's Cosmoline. I don't really know if it's Cosmoline or something else, but you can do it. Oop. Huh. A roller. Dust collection port. I might as well just use the little tiny chainsaw that AVE uses on this thing. Little cannabis. Don't eat. Don't you come over. Alright. Well, look at that. Graphite. Very nice. Oh. And it's black. Alright. I guess we gotta see if we can get this bad boy up on there. So you can use like that. Put that thing in the front. Yep. Always lift with your back, not your legs. Yeah, that was heavy. Alright. You know, I'm starting to regret not putting this on the floor first. Matter of fact, let's do that. So, let's get some of this crap out of the way. Alright. What are you looking at here? Ooh. Boy, does that slide. So it looks like this is just going to use threaded bolts up from the bottom would be my guess. You know, I could always, you know, consult the manual, but I think it's that. Probably this. So, I see 4 bolts, 4 washers, reasonable sized. I'm going to say that's what we're looking at here. Man, that graphite is slippery. Almost like that's what it's supposed to be. Let's see what we got up in here. Oh God, you know what I forgot to do already? I gotta put the footsies on this first. Son of a monkey. Okay. Once again, you know, probably if I read the directions, this would be a little more obvious. Let's see. Maybe I want to put this on. Ah, there's a shelf in there. Look at that. Alright, footsies. Where did I just put the knife? It's gone forever. Story of my life. There it is. Huh. These have hex in them. Look at that. So I'm betting. I'd be wrong. Or would I? That looks pretty jalopy. I've only got 4 nuts, so gotta go that way. Unless, no, that'd be weird. So I was gonna say, you could almost put a nut in there. Uses a standoff. Like that. I wonder if these are quarter 20s or not. This is a quarter 20. I'm pretty tempted to just do that. So I put a nut on there just to kind of make it stand off because it doesn't sit flush in there. Let me move the camera. So you could see what I'm saying right here, where this, if we put this in here, you can see that comes through. When you put it on here, it doesn't have a flat surface to sit against. So what I did on this one was I put the nut right up against it. So then that sits in there flat. Now they don't give you enough nuts to do that to everything, so I'm going to put a washer on the back side and a nut on the back side. tighten that down a bit, and then that holds. Now I'm going to go check real quick to see if these are 1/4 20s or not. If they are, I got lots of them. They look a little bit too big for that. They look like 5/16. Let's see if I have any of those. Actually, I might check the directions too. So unfortunately, they do show where these feet just go right up into the bottom of this. They do not put, they put the washer and the nut on top. So that does mean they're just kind of wompy. So I'm going to see if I can come up with some extra nuts. So I do not have, I don't have the right nuts for that. But I'm just going to say that's something you want to maybe think of when you're doing this. But I just realized I don't even need these because I have a rolling stand that I'm going to put this on. So let's see about making that happen. Let's see. Yeah, this is the front. Oops, here we got the brakes on still. Alright. There. Beautiful. Put you up like that. My God, it's like it's made for it. I don't know who made this rolling stand. I've had it for years. It was under my drill press, but my drill press doesn't really have a stable enough base to use this. It's smaller than the opening, and I was doing all sorts of shenanigans to try to get it to stand. It was never real standard, or never real sturdy. So I ended up just putting the drill press back on the floor. So anyway, wow, look at me getting graphite all over this already. Dirty. Okay, so let's see about putting this thing back up on there again. Here to these directions. Just back up there. Alright. I have a sanding disc wedged up in there. Okay. Alright, let's try those bolts from underneath again. Wherever I put that. There they are. So, hoping that one of these is going to go right up. Oh yeah. Very nice. So there's just a hole, a slotted hole in the top of this, and there's a threaded hole in the base of the machine. And just gotta get it. There we go. So you probably want to get them all started before you tighten any of them. Let me see if I can get you a view up inside there. So that's what I'm talking about right there. You can just see the hole, and yeah, we're going handheld here, so there. So that's what I'm gonna thread a bolt up into. Alright, so I put all those bolts up there. It looks like this is a 12mm socket, which means even if I had almost had the right size nuts, they would not have been the right size nuts because they're metric, almost certainly. So I'm just going to tighten these up without trying to whack into it too much. And click. Stop that. And click. Click. And last one is going to need a wrench. And this one has the switch right below it, so it's a little bit tighter quarters than the other three, which are all very easy. I should have used my ratcheting box end. Oh well. I always forget I have those. Now, I'm a little weirded out that they do not have lock washers on those, but whew, who knows? Maybe it'll be fine. So, I still have a whole bunch of little things left, plus all these feet here. So, I'm gonna guess that this goes to this, like so. So, that looks pretty sweet. I mean, it's got graphite dust all over it right now, but, I mean, well, it's got styrofoam stuck to it too. Oh, now I'm making a mess. I don't know why it's got styrofoam stuck to it, but it's not going to bother me too much. Ooh, got some gook on it. Alright, so power cord looks pretty big. Now, how does one stand this puppy up? Ugh. There's got to be a way to loosen that. Interesting. It does not seem to have a positive stop at 90 degrees, so that's kind of fun. I guess that's just supposed to be friction, so I don't see any tightening mechanism for that. Interesting. So the wheel for the roller looks, I mean, it's nothing fantastic. It's not like it's polished. You probably don't actually want it polished for friction purposes, but huh. Alright, let's see about throwing some of these other parts on there. Like this one. So that has a shaft all the way through. It's got a bearing on both sides. 620 IRS. Once again, if I were AVE, I'd be able to say, oh, that's a cheap-ass Chinesium bearing, or, oh, that's a great, Japanese bearing, or that's a high Dutch bearing, but I don't know. Well, that was hard. Alright. Oh, interesting. So this does not have... Oh, I gotcha. That's what that other handle's for. Ha ha! Where did I put it now? Oh, there it is. Okay, do we think that's what that's for? I'm gonna say yes. What do we think? Now, we think this. I think. Let's see. Well, it looks like it goes in either way. It's got a stop nut. What do we think? So it's a plastic knob. It's kind of sharp. Probably end up turning one of those. Holy freaking cow! Oh, you know what? I'm probably supposed to put that nut on there. Like so. This seems strange. I do not see... Oh, this is the tracking adjustment knob. I gotcha. I don't see any way of putting tension, adjusting how much tension is on this. Maybe it just over centers. Huh, interesting. Alright, let's actually put that nut on there like I was supposed to do the first time. Stop. Let me move you around so you can see this. Alright, so this is where we're aiming here. And so I just put this nut on here so that you can make sure that it stops in the right place. Like so. And we'll thread this into here. I really don't know if this is how this is supposed to work, but I'm thinking it's probably supposed to go more to the front, but interesting. So, alright, what did I do with that sandpaper? Here it is. So here's the belt it came with. It's anti-static. That's good for all your anti-static sanding needs. Got some shit stuck to the back of it. It looks like... I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to sandpaper, but anyway, it's 100 grit, aluminum oxide, and by JTA apparently. That went on there pretty easy. Wow, it's got some tension. I have no idea if that's good or bad. You don't seem to be hitting anything. That's a good sign. Oh, graphite powder going everywhere. All right. So there's that. So you can see it's got just a simple belt drive. First rope by something Chinese. 3L-240 61205 7B. You can see it's got pretty significant size shaft with keyway and Allen wrench on both sides. I can't see anything I hate about that. Alright, let's clean some Cosmoline. Alright, let's see about getting this plastic off of here so we can get at this yuck. Okay, where did I put my brake cleaner? There it is. So I bought a whole table saw from Grizzly, a big 3 horsepower 240 volt table saw, and it must have had 1.5 pounds of this stuff on it. I mean, it was just horrific. How much? Whoo, that smells nice. How much of this stuff was on here? Oh yeah. I heard a bunch of people complaining that they spent forever wiping this off, but
I'm telling you, brake cleaner is amazing. Now, it will remove all of the grease from this and leave it where it can actually rust pretty easily. So I use something like Bow Lube. It's a chemical that was made by the Boeing Corporation for aerospace uses that basically creates a rust-proof and slightly lubricated coating on everything. So it's Bow Lube works real nice for this kind of stuff once you've gotten it off. So what I'm using here is just plain old O'Reilly's brake parts cleaner. You want to get the most toxic and harmful for the environment kind you can, because, well, that seems to be the kind that works best. I don't know about a Cosmoline, but certainly at cleaning brakes. But anyway, yeah, this stuff is coming right off. Man, people had me worried that they were using something special, because they said they were just slaving away at this. But I mean, yeah, this brake cleaner just chews it right up. So that makes me happy. So I'm gonna call that pretty done. That looks, in terms of the quality of the surface, it looks really smooth. Now I obviously haven't put a ruler on this yet, but it looks nice. The T-slot still has some gook in it, but it looks like that's coming out. Looks like there's a little bit of some sort of pitting there. I don't know what that is. It doesn't want to come off real easy though. I'm going to hit that with a razor blade and see if that comes off. So I'm going to call that pretty much done. Yeah. So there are some paint chips on the edge here. Once again, that's what people complain about with this one, is the fit and finish. So, you know, there's some evidence of that, but I mean, how long is it going to stay nice in your shop, right? So, here's the disc. It's a 10-inch, it's fully cast iron, and that has quite a coating of Cosmoline on it. And is it a plastic? Nope, it's straight up. Probably could even start out scraping it first, but this definitely has a coarser finish to it. You can see it's tearing up my shop towels, and I imagine that is for the adhesive backed stuff to stick to a little better. But yeah, those thick pieces of Cosmoline are not wanting to come off real nice. Let me see if I have a loose razor blade. Yes. Like it was never there. It's gorgeous. So it's a pretty beefy oh ew, that's got a big old chunk of Cosmoline in there. That's gonna be a pain. Alright, where the bore is, and the keyway. Everyone's wearing gloves and eye protection, right? Safety squints engaged. Oh, that's good. Now I got the paper towel stuck in there. Okay. Guess we should see if this is going to go on. So it looks like this has 2 set screws, one on each side, one on the keyway directly and one on the back side. So, let's see about getting these on. Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh wow. It is coring off the Cosmoline as I put that in there. Look at that. Yum. Now the question is, how the hell do you tighten those set screws? Those are going to be a pain. I guess that's why they gave us a long Allen wrench. See if I can fit that back there. There's no inspection. Oh, there's an inspection port. Haha. Let me show you. So there you can see it's got this port here where you can look in there and find where it goes. There it is. We're tightening. Now, I mean, you can't put a lot of stank on it, but there it is. Oh, I missed it. That's the one I already did. There it is. Aha! I have my Allen wrench tightening tool. Let's see. And click. Darn it! It's really dark in there. Click. All right. It's about like a sanding disc. Oh, look at this. Alright, we got JTA. Didn't I call 100 grit? Oh, well, that stuck really well. Not sure how you go about making sure that stays on. Okay, well, that's a little weird. So, let me show you something. The distance between focus. So the distance between the sanding disc and the cover is way closer there. We're talking, you know, between a 16th and a 32nd of an inch. I guess that might just be bent. Oh, now it's basically 0. Oh, I see. So we got hinges here. So this is pretty chintzy sheet metal, but it looks like it's going to work. So we've got a dust collection port over here on this side. It looks like, yep, it just goes there like that. So it looks like I just need a Phillips screwdriver. Take those 3 screws out. Yeah. So this is a plastic dust collection, I don't even know what you call, manifold, kinda. It's not particularly big. We'll see how effective it is. The entire back of this tool is open, so that's on. So that's another one of the main complaints about this, is that the size of this is a 2-inch, I think, and the size of the one for the disc sander is a 2.5. So what they were thinking when they gave us 2 different size dust collection ports, I'm not real sure. Okay, I'm gonna guess that this uses those other screws that we were given in the bag. Yep. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm gonna guess that this turns to the back like that. Alright. So I'm gonna put it's kind of like this. Some baby screws. Ah, well, here's some more of that. Stuff doesn't quite line up, but we'll see if we can get them to fit. Here. I got it in. Oh boy. Yeah, that's not gonna go. So I'm gonna bring you guys in closer so you can see what's going on. So you can see right here and right here, those holes do not quite line up. They're not close enough for me to get those screws in there. So luckily I have a drill and I know how to use it. So I just got a that size drill bit. I'm just going to try to dig out the plastic a little bit. That's good. Something up here. Like a glove. Right. Let's see how that goes in there. Keeps putting this back together. Uh-oh, what did I do with the last one? I just cannot be trusted. Oop, there's that. Now where's the washer? Really? Can't take me anywhere. Alright, well. I'll find it as soon as I consider myself done. Besides, I wouldn't want to screw up the paint on this. Let's see, are these hand tightenable? Ouch! Nope. Pliers. 8mm. Nailed it. Click. 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 And there we go. Dust collection engaged. Alright. Now, let's see about putting a table on this. Alright, let's try that again. Now that I changed out the card. So, there was a lot of Cosmoline in the hole. I'm hoping, that's why I was struggling there. Oh, yes. That worked much better. Kind of. There's still duck in here. There we go. You can do it. You can do it. Ha! 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 Or I could put it on backwards. Let's try this. Okay. Tighten these up a little bit. What I don't know is how square. I guess it doesn't matter. Like this way, since it's spinning, you don't really care. Holy cow! This set screw is really in there. So these are pretty sturdy cast iron, and it does have a, looks like a 45-degree stop. I don't see a 0-degree stop other than well, technically this has a 45-degree stop. It does not hit it because the slide, well, let me show you. So if you notice, when you slide this, it hits the cover here before it gets to the 45. The 45 is down there, and you're really mashing it against that at that point. And the stop up there, you're still not even close to. So, hopefully that 0 is squaw. Now, I do not have near, well, the gap I have here is way too big. Let me, so if you look down, you can see that that is way too, oops, there you go,
That gap there is way too big, so I'm gonna have to adjust that. So you can see this gap here, not only is it way too big, oh man, I got Cosmoline on this again. It's not even close to square in that direction. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but so that is not fantastic, because that looks here's still the gap is way off, like way off. Is there an adjustment down here? Oh yes, okay, there is an adjustment. I gotcha. So there's actually a Phillips screw under here. Oh, this is almost like my cabinet saw, where you adjust the trunnion separately. So now, I said you adjust the trunnion separately. Let me loosen that a little more. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that's not terrible. Now, what you hope is that the belt matches. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. What have I not tightened? Okay, well, that's not the tightest thing I've ever seen, but it's not terrible. Let's see. Oh, that's good. Get brake cleaner on the camera. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah. What else we got? Here's this. Like a pretty stout little doolally here. It's that's cute. It's got like almost a vernier, not really, but so it's got to stop at 0 and to stop at 45, but it looks like you can go farther. Ah yes, if you pull that out, you can set it to whatever you want in both directions. Does it have a 45 stop in this direction? It does. Look at that. So that's cute. All right. It's got a little slop, but you know, I don't know if you can see that. A little bit of sliding. I wonder if this is the same size as my table saw. Yes, it is. However, my table saw is actually a T-slot, so it has the little washer there. So it is the correct width, though. So that's good. It's a normal size T-slot. All right. Now, I guess the question is, are we ready to turn this on? So you may have noticed that I did not put this top guard on. Oh, does that really come off that easily? Ooh, that would be tempting then. If that comes off that easy, because the only thing is, you know, this goes up here on the top to guard the top of the sander. Not that way, apparently. That way. But then you can't do... Oh, I guess that's what those thumb screws are for. Well, hold on. Can you even see that? No, you can't, of course. So I'm talking to nobody. So right up here, we got this thing, which protects the top of the sander, or the top of the sandpaper, and it has threaded holes right here. Which I think that's what these thumb screws are for. Wherever the hell I put them. Here they are. Two tiny ones and two big ones. What I'm guessing is that these two big ones are for right up in here. Looks like there's some a bit of paint in the threads. That went in pretty good. And then something on the other side. Click. And then this thing, I think. No. Can I go around the back? Must. Came with lock nuts, or lock washers as well. I don't know why, it's the only set of lock washers on the whole machine. I don't know if that doesn't bode well for this particular joint, but I don't know why you would ever take these off. So, I guess the deal is, it protects the back, protects you from bumping into it, and then when you need to do some concave sanding, that all just slides right off so that you can get to the top. And oh, you're gonna be a little pain. Oh no, that worked well. I was gonna say though, I think the washers will be in the way sometimes. So that's pretty nice. A safety feature that might even stay on there. Yeah. Now there's supposed to be a stop here, I thought. Maybe not. I mean, the deal is this table comes off. Right, this table over here comes off. And where did I just put that Allen wrench? There it is. Let's see how easy this comes off. Doink. Hey, someone taking that one. Oh, you little punk. So it scratched the paint already. And it was me.
one slides into this. Well, that's interesting. So, you can see that is a bit shy of where I would expect it to be, but it's hitting the motor. So what that tells me is that this actually has to be farther back. So you really do want that pretty close. Okay, actually, that looks nice and square there, so that's good. I was worried that because we had to adjust this over here, it might not be square on this side. So, this just looks weird. I'm guessing I don't have this in the right place. But I don't know. Well, what do you say? Should we turn it on? Let's see. See if this cord's long enough to reach an outlet from where it's at. Oh, wow. This is a good night. This is easily a 12-foot cord. We have power. Let's back up. Please pay no attention to the filth in my garage. Alright, here we go. Let's see how we do. Just a quick one. Does it work? That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I only wish I had something to sand. Like, I don't know, my entire garage full of woodworking equipment. I wonder if there's anything that we could sand. Actually, I gotta figure out how to adjust this tracking knob because it is really, really tight. And I don't know if it's supposed to be. That's still really, really tight. I mean, the tracking was pretty good to begin with. And I can't say too much bad about it. Oh, except I've just, oh, that's cute like that. I bet that's how that works. Hey, look, here's some sand or some plywood on the ground. So that has a lot of power. I had to hold my foot down on it just to keep it from rolling away. But I did figure out something that I hate. I don't know if you saw, but I cannot put this
it hits there. So that is kind of irritating. Is there something that I've done wrong here? I don't think. Huh. I mean, it had no problem with power. Like, that was not playing around. Like, that was very impressive. All right, let's try this. Put this on the other side. These are begging for some sort of a thumb screw to hold them, because that Allen wrench is going to get lost, I guarantee. Beautiful. Well, that was great. Well, there you go. That was a quick little, well, I can't say quick, I've been at this for a while, but a nice little demo of the Shopbox W1676 10-inch disc, 6-inch belt, 48. Cast iron plate, only one unfortunately. I'd really like one on both sides. It has a 1 horsepower, currently wired for 120 motor. Seems to have plenty of power. Has a nice cabinet with a door so you can store your sanding shenanigans in there. It does allow for both concave and convex sanding by taking this top guard off, so you can get into openings. So it seems to track real true. I haven't adjusted the tracking yet, but it's not wandering all over anyway. It does have a graphite plate behind the sandpaper, so that cuts down on friction when you're really wailing on it. This top does move. It rotates up and down like that, so you can sand horizontally on it. And I think to truly use the whole thing, you're gonna have to pull off this dust cover. I am a little disappointed that when you're using the belt, you hit this cover for the disc. So, and I'm not really sure how you would get around that unless the bottom of the belt, the drive roller, I guess that would have to be 10 inches in diameter, so that the belt would be out that far, because it's driven on the same shaft as the disc. So there's not a whole lot they can do with that. This does have a positive stop for the table on the down position. It does not have one on the up position, which is odd. I would really expect it to have one on the up position, because that's when you're actually positioning it square compared to the table. So I don't know what to make about that. I may actually have to read the directions. Oh, I know, the horror. But because I see there is a set of tapped holes here, which may have something to do with a stop. I don't really know what it would be hitting, but I don't know. I'm a little disappointed in that there are 2 different size dust ports. And from what I understand, this isn't the only machine that does that, and it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's bad enough that it has 2 ports rather than just one. What I don't understand is, why not make them the same size? Because I mean, now I have to buy 2 different size hoses and a Y connector to connect these together. So I don't understand. But it does have a safety switch. It is not a magnetic switch, so that's really what you'd like to see. Where if you lose power, a magnetic switch drops back to off. Where this, if you lose power, then it could be one position. Woo! It will stay on. So it moves real nice. But the sandpaper that came with it seems to be sandpaper. That's not something that's going to affect your buying decision, but it does feel real stout, real heavy. I wish it didn't, you know, for the amount of force I was just putting on it, this is not a big enough base. Like, you'd actually have to like bolt it down, but then again, how often are you pushing so hard that you're trying to stall the 1 horsepower motor? I do not foresee that being a problem for anybody in terms of power. Now, this is only 100 grit sandpaper. I don't know if you go to a, you know, like a 60 grit, whether it actually takes more power, but it seemed to be just fine. The tensioning mechanism for the belt works beautifully. I'm a little disgruntled that the dust collection port here has to come off to get the sandpaper off. That is going to almost guarantee that this dust collection is never going to be put back on, just because that's a serious pain in the ass. But anyway, I'm pretty happy so far. I mean, for running it for 10 minutes. Fit and finish, I mean, you know, it's Chinesium. Well, technically, I think Taiwanesium. But it is certainly a lot nicer than any of the tools that I've had for a couple years. So I'm not complaining about that at all. Yeah, I think it's good to go. I'm going to go put it where it lives in my shop. Anyway, thanks for taking a look. I know I was a little disgruntled and I couldn't find a video, anything about this other than a guy replacing the bearings on it. Thank you for that, by the way. But yeah, I'd say it's good to go. It's a safe bet. Anyway, thank you.